there is a bunch of ways to generate business. And in this conversation, Ryan Schimpf talks about why he utilizes the relationship-based business generating model as opposed to the pay-for-play lead generation or the cold calling mentality in order to grow his business. And I think that it shows a lot about his character, who he is, the type of person that he is. And he gives a lot of great tips for people on how to grow your business through relationship-based marketing. So check out this conversation if you're interested to learn how he has able to grow his mortgage business through his relationships and his impact on this community. Every business has to do some marketing, and people won't realize how important it is to build relationships. And so I think that being from here has allowed you to helps you with the relationship side of your business. But I know that there's several ways to go generate business. You can buy leads, you can do the cold calling, or you can do the relationship style business. Mm-hmm. And just being around you and knowing, being in similar circles, I think the relationship side is important to you. What is your strategy on the building relationship side of getting business from agents or direct to consumer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not the big cold call guy. I think when I got started, I didn't know any better, and I was just calling anybody under the sun. And I mean, I did have some success with it, but at the same time, I think to have a sustainable pipeline, like we talk about this all the time, is it's just about relationships. And I'm lucky to have a lot of relationships here. Some, fortunately, don't know me directly, but know of me, or maybe know a family member, or whatever. It's like, I love the community because somebody can connect you with that person.
You're one relationship away from everybody.
Right. Yeah. Facebook's the greatest tool ever because, if there's somebody that you're trying to get in with or figure out the connection, like, you're going to find a connection. Yeah. If you don't have a connection, then probably going to be hard.
It's really hard at this point in time in the world.
It's an easy way to turn a cold conversation into a warm conversation when you're like, oh, so-and-so, hey.
Right. But I mean, I think it truly is. And look, I could be better about being more structured with the calls and all that stuff. But I mean, for me, it's just about constantly, like, my antennas are always up. Mm-hmm. And it's just about being always active. And, if I'm being active or proactive, whether I'm actually getting business from it, whether it's just calling somebody for something stupid, and just having a conversation, like, if I can constantly do that, staying involved with St. Paul's or at the park with my kids in sports, or just genuinely staying in touch with people, like, it just kind of snowballs from there. And I think we talked about this a long time ago. What I've learned is don't discredit, because I mean, you're meeting a bunch of people and, like, will I ever see this person again? Or like, do I really want to spark a conversation here? And then next thing you know, you find out that they bought a house like a month later. You're like, I was a real you-know-what for, not that that's the reason why you made the conversation, but it's like, be open and, be open to conversation and don't be in the corner, just kind of hiding. It's like, just truly be out there talking to people. And just because this person does this, doesn't mean that you can't help them or they can't help you.
There's a saying that I like, it's a closed mouth never gets fed, right? So it's like this idea, and for a long time I was a silent professional. Like, I bought houses and I was investing. I didn't talk about it on social media, and I didn't really tell people. Like, it was what I went out and I did what I needed to do. And it was actually, I don't love the guy for a lot of what he does, but Grant Cardone, again, people can take or leave him. But he said something, and it really, for whatever reason, was the shift I needed. And he goes, my name's Grant, and if you don't know who I am and how I can help you, it's my fault. And it was one of those things, it was like that idea of ownership with it. But it's crazy, but it's like you never know where those conversations, and so for me, it actually, when that clicked, it almost freed me up just to be genuine. And it's like, I don't need a transaction to come out of this conversation. I just want people to know I can help, right? And I, and then it freed me up just to be, relational,
right?
And so then I enjoy it, because then I'm not here, cold calling and hating my life, hitting X amount. Although it works, that's just not my ideal of a life.
For sure. But some people love it though, and there's a point to that, and I think
it's a fit for other people.
For sure.
Just not me.
And being and the sales system in which people follow, again, some people don't even realize they're following a system, but they have one. whether it's a dry erase board we were talking about earlier, where you have the names of people that are warm leads, trying to convert to hot leads and closing them. But if you break down your database and you look at the relationships that you don't have to have as many relationships as you think in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish if you're intentional about building those relationships. And that's what you and I have talked about a bunch. We spend a lot of time with people that we share common values with, but we don't talk about those things. We don't say like, hey, this is my values. The more you get to know somebody, the closer you're going to get, likely because you have some shared experience or you have some values that align. So you like to enjoy spending time with those people.
Right.
And the biggest example of that for you and I is the Hogs for the Claws team, right? We support the local Hogs for the Claws team called Hog Watch. There's about 35 guys on the team, and we raise money for pediatric brain cancer. But the cause is something that we talk about often, but just spending time with genuine guys that we actually enjoy connecting with is the circle in which we want to be.
Right.
And we all know that by consistently being in front of those people and talking about what we do in this way, that's not directly overselling yourself to those people that you share values with, but just spending time with them. We know for a fact that we're going to do the work whenever it's the opportunity to do that.
Right.
Because we're building genuine relationships with those
And
people.
it makes it so much more enjoyable too. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have all the money in the world, but if you don't enjoy the process while you're doing it and able to share the success with somebody, it gets monotonous and not as fun.
Yeah.
But like the one we had a couple weeks ago with a good friend, it's like, that was so fun to when you have the relationship with the person that you're helping out, that makes it even more worth it. Like, we're in the relationship business, not the transaction business.
And a lot of people in the real estate world, especially on our end, it's so competitive. There's so many mortgage lenders, so many title companies. And when you actually have the relationships with the friends, you know that it's a lot. You don't have to sell it. You're likely going to get that work if you do a good job.
Right.
And it's just the whole experience is more enjoyable than somebody that you're constantly having to prove yourself to. And that's why I find it so rewarding. There are some people in my line of work that just do not like spending time with mortgage lenders and real estate agents.
Right.
Because they feel like they're always having to solve a problem.
And I get it, yeah.
Yeah, and look, the people are pulling on your energy all the time, and in order for you to have a growing, successful business, you have to continue to build new relationships. So it's, again, you're giving and giving and giving. But if you don't genuinely have a heart to do that, then it's going to be really hard to be successful in this world, in this line of work. Unless you decide you want to do the cold call, go direct to seller, figure out how to kind of skirt the system a little bit. But if you dive into it and you enjoy building genuine relationships, you're going to be successful in the real estate world. If you do that, couple it with hard work, build genuine relationships, hard work, understanding the process, doing a good job, you're going to be successful. And I enjoy the relationship side of business, and it's fun to do business with people like you because, again, we've got the families and the kids in the same school. We support the same charities. We generally like the same things. So it's easy to build relationships that way.
And the confidence and the trust is there too. It's
do business with people that you love. That's how I like to think of it.
And there's this level there that going back to your baseball, it's like it's hard to get certain results if you don't put in the reps, if you don't put in the work. And the work is hard. Especially again to get certain level of results. I'm an introvert. Believe it or not, I am. So even though I can work a room and I can be social, it drains the hell out of me. Yeah. I literally will go home and I have got to build in some time to recoup because it'll drain me. And most people don't know that, don't see that because all they see is me working a room and being social. And I'm but I understand that it's a part of the process, that it's basically the reps I have to put in. Same thing like going and putting in practice, right? You've got to put in the work to get what you want. And it's almost like a level of buy-in for it. And I think a lot of people, it's I get the relationships. It is not natural for everyone. It's not easy. There's plenty of days when I'd rather be doing everything else.
Right.
But Ryan, as long as I've known you and been friends with you, I've always appreciated the way that you're genuine and you care, and the way that you show up, and so that makes the relationship easy because there's people who aren't genuine and who don't care, who don't show up. You know what I mean? And so that makes it also easier because I appreciate that part, right?
The same goes for y'all too.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
easy.
where it makes the team part easier, right? Like I'm sure people have all been a part of a team where there's like someone who's like, I mean, they're here, but I don't. No one likes being
Right.
around them, right?
Right.
But so I can appreciate that part too. But I did want to ask you, you know, in all of your marketing and your relationship building, who is like an ideal client for you? Like, obviously, you work with a lot of different types of clients, but what would that ideal client look like for you?
I mean, I do enjoy the first time home buyers. Sure, having that big $1 million house is nice, but I mean, they've probably done this 3 or 4 times. They got a go-to guy or whatever. But I love that. Not, and it doesn't even have to be a first time home buyer, but just kind of those ones who are maybe just getting that process started, getting married. You know, kind of like we said, like-minded people. But the first time home buyers are good because they don't know the process. They don't know what to expect, what to do. And it's fun, like just really seeing the excitement throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I'm not chasing the big multi-million-dollar deals, but somewhere in the middle is kind of that sweet spot. You know, somebody similar interest that is just genuine.
Yeah. There's people that are looking to grow a family, grow a business, and make it and be and provide a better life for themselves. I mean, that's where we're at, and it is enjoyable to work with those people because they're genuinely interested in learning and figuring out the process. They don't know so much that they almost do like want to do your job for you, even though they do it 3 or 4 times in their life. They're not experts at it. So those people that are generally relying on you, that want your expertise, that have a growing business and family, that you're actually helping them accomplish something that's substantial in their life. It is so rewarding sitting in a closing, like we did with our buddy Jared Averill, to plug a name. I mean, getting to hang out with that dude, and it was his second home, but like it was a good experience. He hadn't done it in 8 years, and his wife actually was there. We've known him for a long time. It's fun when you get to experience.
He's
that
never
with
had a
those
bad
people.
day.
Yeah,
Ever.
and he's a great guy. So it's fun to do that. So I get it. Like those are the fun transactions for me as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
all right, cool. Thanks for coming on and talking
I
to us.
appreciate you
big guy.
guys.
So
Glad we
what-
got it done.
What's the best way folks can get in touch with you?
Cell phone.
Yeah.
I can
985-516-0951. But no, I mean, offices downtown Covington on Boston. We have one in Mandeville, but my website's ryanschimpf.com. corelendingteam.com is the company website, but anywhere, phone, Facebook, Instagram, we're always available.
Based on this conversation, most of the people you do business with are already going to know who you are. So now we just need to remind them that we do real estate. So we'll be connecting
right.
you, and we'll be sharing this with everybody. So it was fun. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Awesome.
If you enjoyed this conversation and want to hear more content, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. We post conversations around our podcast on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we have real estate-related conversations. And on Thursday, we showcase part of our Arena Collective story. If you want to learn how to be a better business person, this is where you'll find that content. Please like, subscribe, and follow us. We look forward to seeing you on our page.